Common sense says the more you spend, the more money you will lose, the more your bank account goes down. But what if I tell you that this is not true? It's actually the opposite. And here's the evidence. Prophet Muhammad said in a hadith from Sahih Bukhari that do not withhold your money by counting it, or Allah will withhold His blessings from you. This is huge. Huge. This is not just a hadith. This is economics. This is psychology. This is neurology. This is all sorts of things tied in one hadith. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down each one of these categories. Let's start with neurology. There's just something in your brain called RAS, reticular activating system. When you spend your money, it activates, it gives a signal to your brain, it alerts the brain. And your brain starts to look for proofs. It starts to spot the opportunities to earn and grow your money. This is very, very powerful. And it happens subconsciously. You're not consciously aware of it, but it keeps happening in the background. It also triggers dopamine and your reward circuits. So, when you give your money, it releases good chemicals, right? It makes you more optimistic and creative, and you are actually willing to take action. So it releases those chemicals. It also calms down your amygdala. Amygdala is something in your brain that triggers fear. So whatever decisions you make, fear-based, etc., it's coming from that amygdala. So when you spend your money, it actually calms down the amygdala and all the fears, etc. So the amygdala keeps you in a survival mode. So when you spend your money, you're not in the survival mode anymore. You're actually in the growth mode, the opportunity mode, all of these things. So spending your money activates a lot of things in your brain, not some things, a lot of things in your brain, and you start to look for opportunities, release good chemicals, and calm your fears. Let's talk about psychological reasons. Scarcity mindset gives you anxiety. When you live in fear, you automatically avoid abundance. There's no way that you can go into this abundant mindset when you're always counting your money, always looking at the price tags, always looking at the receipts, always looking at, oh my God, like this gift that I'm going to give somebody, my relative or my friend, is like too much. When you start doing that, you are avoiding abundance. You are not welcoming opportunities. Allah will not give you any type of opportunities when you do that. Spending also builds confidence. So it subconsciously tells your mind that I have enough and more money is coming my way. I'm going to give whatever I have. Allah is going to provide more. And it builds confidence when you do that. Also, givers are more mentally stronger. Research shows that people who are generous, they're happier. They're more resilient. They feel like they're more in control of their lives. In general, the givers are more stronger mentally and sometimes physically and all that. So it makes a huge difference when you spend your money. Now, let's talk about spiritual reasons. The more you trust Allah, the more He's going to give you. There are so many places in Quran when Allah says that you spend money in my cause and I will replace it. Allah promises to replace whatever you spend. And this is not a hope. This is a promise. Especially when you give sadaqah and etc. Allah will double it. Allah will give you blessings in all of your things. and in your money and in your time and in your people relationships and all that. Spending is a form of trust Allah, that you're trusting Allah, that here, Allah, I'm spending it, you are the provider, right? Not my bank account, not my boss, not the people. Nobody is my provider. You are my provider. So therefore, I'm spending it. That means I'm trusting you with this, that you will give it back to me. Also, giving purifies wealth and the heart. Like, for example, when you give zakat, right? It purifies your money, your ego, your dependency on this dunya. And that's when barakah flows. You will start to see more and more and more in abundance. Everything will be in abundance. Your time is going to be in abundance. Your money, especially money. If you're spending money, your money is going to get double. Let's talk about economics and social impact. Money multiplies when it moves. So, think of money as water. There's a glass in front of you, and there are plants underneath. You pour water into the glass, you keep pouring it, keep pouring it, keep pouring it. It starts to overflow, and it starts to water the plants. But, on the other hand, if you keep the water in the glass stagnant, and you don't move it at all, the plants die. And you don't get to eat from it eventually. Similar is the case with money. It needs to move around in the society, so eventually it comes back to you. Helping others create opportunities. So every time you spend or give, you are supporting someone else's livelihood. And those doors, they open back to you in the future. So if you think about people who are more generous, they are more trustworthy in the society. They have reputation and stuff. And in any community, if you look at people, right, and the generous ones are the most respected ones. That social capital returns as opportunities, partnerships, and growth. When you give, it comes back to you in a different form, which helps you grow and earn more money. So here's a question. Do you only have to spend your money for a good cause for it to be returned? No, not at all. You can spend on yourself and also see the results. And here's an example. It has to be done in a right manner. So, let's say you are working 24/7 and you need a vacation, you need a break. You take some time off, you pay for your flight, you pay for your hotel, and everything else. You're gonna get rewarded for it. Why? Because your intention would be to work on your mental health, well-being overall, so that you could go back to your routine and start helping other people again. You continue to make it the impact that you're creating. And that's why Allah will reward you for that. And then the money will return. But if you're just spending your money without any purpose, you may not get the results. So it has to be done purposefully. So you can just pick any random thing and create a purpose out of it. Have your intention for a purpose so that you can get rewarded. So for example, like, let me pick something. Skincare, let's say. If I spend my skincare thinking that I want to look presentable to people and not like, ugly so people don't listen to me. I want to look presentable because Allah loves beauty and Allah loves cleanliness, etc. I will get rewarded for it. But if I'm just spending money on skincare just to look beautiful and just so I can attract attention in a negative way, in a wrong way, I'm not going to get rewarded for it. So there's a difference between these two intentions. Looking presentable is encouraged in Islam, but showing off is not. So there's a difference between the two. So always make sure whatever you're spending your money on has a purpose, good purpose to it. And that's when you'll see the results. So Allah says that do not withhold your money by counting it, because Allah will withhold His blessings if you do that. Overall, when we think about spending money, we think we're losing it. We're not losing it. Spending money equals planting seeds so that when the tree grows, we get benefit out of it. So here's a challenge for you for the next 30 days. You're going to spend your money with a good purpose. Even if you have to spend money on yourself, do it with a good purpose in mind. So try this for the next 30 days and see how Allah will replace all your money. Even He can even double it. So try that. If you have made it to the end of this video, comment that I will spend my money with a good purpose. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. See you next time.